excuse me, I got to get this right.
And why should the voters believe that you can win the national election?
Iowa's a Democratic caucus. You ever been to a caucus? No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
You're a damn liar, man. That's not true. And no one has ever said that.
No man has a right to raise a hand to a woman in anger. And so we have to just change the culture, period, and keep punching at it and punching at it and punching at it.
If you want to check my shape on it, let's do push-ups together, man. Let's run. Let's do whatever you want to do.
It is important that Iowa and Nevada have spoken, but look.
Get your words straight, Jack.
I'm Jill Biden's husband, and I work for Cedric Richmond. Are you joking?
No. You're too old to go for it.
Granddaughters not only love their dads, their grandpops, they always like them, and that's the great thing. Thank you, baby. Thanks.
I want you to meet Finnegan.
Biden complimented the town before incorrectly identifying which state he was speaking in. Here's that clip.
I'm back. I've been here a number of times. Last time was, I think, all the way back in 2014, but I've been here before that. I love this place. Look, what's not to like about Vermont in terms of the beauty of it, and what a neat town.
Would you or would you not rejoin the TPP, yes or no?
I would not rejoin the TPP as it was initially put forward. Well, folks, eliminate one tax loophole out of $1.6 trillion worth, $1.4 trillion worth. Out of $1.4 billion. It's hard to even say it, it's so much. And by the way, it's cost a lot of money. It cost about $740 billion over 10 years.
How many unsafe bridges do you still have here in the state of Iowa? I was just in Ohio because they had more.
My granddaughter, my other three granddaughters are down in Dubuque with my wife, Jill. And so, in Des Moines, I'm in Dubuque, in Des Moines, and with my wife, Jill. And primary race for the United States presidency. You have an incredible obligation, not to me at all, to yourselves. Because what you do here in Iowa, what they do in Iowa, what you do here in a primary in New Hampshire, is going to set the tone. But you know, in the 2020 census, which is now 2 censuses ago, soon to be, why doesn't he just act like a president? That's a stupid way to say it.
You know, Donald Trump was asked on...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I probably best I don't.
That's true.
This is Sarah Haynes. In Hot Topics, we talked about Trump saying the government would reassess the recommended period for keeping businesses shut and people at home. Are you at all concerned, as Trump said, that we cannot let the cure be worse than the problem itself?
We have to take care of the cure. That will make the problem worse no matter what.
Saturday night, you logged into a social distancing party hosted by DJ D-Nice. Our own Sonny was there as well. Now, is this social distancing at its best?
I saw you, Mr. Vice President.
I'm 30. Well, in November I'll be 30.
Now all of a sudden he is being tough on China. He's making sure, and now he's being soft on his xenophobia in the past. So I just can't figure the guy. It's like, I don't know, it's like watching a yo-yo. I shouldn't have said it that way. It's like watching.
It feels that way. I want to ask,
This is the worst.
It's okay. I want to ask you what happens to the Democratic primary.
Given the corona...
I have not, though. I've not talked to any individual. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Willing to do.
Todd! Are you not aware that... You're supposed to cough into your elbow. I don't know.
My mistake, Jacobin.
Your mistake indeed.
I agree. You're right.
Yes, dear.
Oh, thank you, Jay.
So President Trump said today he would like to reopen the country by Easter. What's your response?
He should stop talking and start listening to the medical experts.
You know, it's a back and forth. The president clearly listens. I mean, he has this aspirational goal of hoping that we might be able to do it by a certain date. We talk to him about that. We say we need to be flexible. He realizes that and he accepts that.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Why should people want to make a change, though?
Well, that's up to them to decide.
Why should they?
It's for them to decide.
Well, make your case.
I'm not going to. If you agree with me, go to Joe 30330 and help me in this fight.
Have you taken a cognitive test?
No, I haven't taken a test. Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man. That's like saying you, before you got in this program, if you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not, what do you think, huh? Are you a junkie?
What do you say?
Are you a junkie?
What do you say to President Trump, who brags about his tests and makes your mental state an issue for voters?
Today, I am proud to endorse Joe Biden for President of the United States.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Kingswood Community Center. Actually, that's the one down I used to work. That's a joke. You didn't know where we were. Anyway.
Because he will be an extraordinary president.
Unnecessarily, now we have over 120 million dead from COVID.
He knows how to get the job done.
We choose unity over division. We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts.
And as we face coronavirus, Joe has been a voice of reason and resilience with a clear path to lead us out of this crisis.
Don't listen to anybody who tells you not to wear a mask. It matters. It matters, it matters, it matters. We're going to overcome this. Listen to what the scientists say, not the politicians. I'm a politician, I know, but I'm listening to the scientists. Wear a mask.
I want to tell you about the Joe Biden I've seen with the parents of victims of gun violence.
You only arrest for the purpose of dealing with a felony that's committed, and I don't count drunk driving as a felony.
I want to tell you about the Joe Biden I've seen working behind the scenes, hammering out solutions for the American people.
Look, tomorrow's Superstar Tuesday, and I want to thank you all. I tell you what, I'm rushing ahead, aren't I?
Joe Biden brings values and integrity to work every day because he never forgets his roots.
In my household, you could never, ever say, you get in a fight with somebody, you could never say anything about them that was true. You couldn't say if they were 300 pounds, you couldn't say you're fat. You couldn't say you're skinny. You shouldn't say you're short.
Well, yeah, you do, but look, Pat, look, here's the deal.
We need a forward-looking, battle-tested leader who will fight for the people.
You know, the rapidly rising I don't know.
A president with the values, experience, and the strategic thinking to bring our nation together and build a better, fairer world for our children.
And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down.
So please join me in supporting Joe and help move America forward.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. We can't rebuild our economy and meet this climate crisis. Well, the only thing we can do about it is be prepared. We have a whole group of lawyers who are going out to every voter registration physician in the states, the secretaries of state, making sure that they, in fact, have a game plan as to how they're going to allow the voting to take place. We put in our last administration $1.5 trillion. We're going to make that $2. That brought 30 off the sideline. I mean, billion. It's about 30 billion off the sidelines. People, when they know.
We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts. And so, folks, If you're interested, join me. I could use the help.
And more concerning than all these gaffes is Joe being seen here being escorted out, almost like he needs help walking, holding onto his arm. You know, when you hold onto your grandma's arm when she's going up the stairs or something like that, that's what looks like is happening here. Like he can't manage it himself.
And I had a nurse nurses at Walter Reed Hospital who would bend down and whisper in my ear. Wow. They'd go home and get me pillows. They would make sure they'd actually, probably nothing ever taught in, you can't do it in the COVID time, but they'd actually breathe in my nostrils to make me move, to get me moving.
I propose, and I'm going to digress slightly. We're in a situation. The president asked me to head up a cancer moonshot.